Hello, everybody. It's Tex Tech. We're live. It's late. Many distractions today, but good news. I've made a ton of progress on being able to have our mounted unit, right? And I'm to the point now where I need the stables in. Hey, Tinkerbell. Fusion, you missed it by like this much. Tinkerbell was first today. Congratulations, Tinkerbell. You get the prize of the same thing that everyone gets for their prize, which is absolutely nothing. I'm sorry. Hey, Spiderman. I did have a good Thanksgiving. Did everybody else have a good Thanksgiving? Ate too much, and I guess I'm paying for it today. Let's open this up. So I'm going to grab the structures that I made. I didn't actually make them. Sorry if I'd made these structures and I just went and modified them for the different colors. Oh, I'm sorry, Tinkerbell. That's the rules. Cool. Awesome, Fusion. Would have liked to stream yesterday, but it was by the time we got back home, like we went to the in-laws house like 3 hours away, right? And we got home, it was late, and I'm like, yeah, I can just get up early and stream tomorrow. I get up early, our daughter's sick, we ended up taking her to the doctor's office, and then all sorts of other distractions happen. So nothing serious with the daughter, just, you know, kids get colds and sore throats and stuff, and you take them to the doctor. Blame it on the lag, huh, Spooderman? I don't know about you guys, but my window looks really weird here. Let me restart Eclipse because I think it's not adjusted right. Because so I have a monitor that does 4K, and it's a great big monitor, right? But you can also set this monitor up so that it splits that display into 4 different windows. And I think that's what's had going on here. Like my Photoshop and the Eclipse were set to a different resolution or something. Hey, Space Engineers. Come on. Yeah, that's like tiny and hard for me to see. Oh, she's not over it yet, right? The good news is it wasn't strep throat. Because she was telling us, oh, it feels like last time I had strep throat. So that's why we took her to the doctor. Thank you, Spiderman. Hopefully they will be okay in game. So what you guys often see when I do those screenshots is a point in time of it looking pretty. You don't get to see the text working on it and going through 16 layers of ugly to get to that point, right? So it's been a journey for me. They are fully functional now at this point, except for the fact that they don't have anything to spawn them in, which is what I want to fix tonight. So we get that stables in. There's quite a bit of work to do that, though. I at least want to get to the point where we've got the builder in, right, so we can place them down. So, let's see if we can find one in the world somewhere, because I don't have a way of spawning them right at the moment. There's one. There he is, and this guy was so early, he doesn't even have his thing in his hand. Hey, Fire.
Hello.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Good.
I got way too fat because of it.
That's how you know it was a good Thanksgiving. Let's see if we can get one of these guys spawning. I don't think so, because it's going to spawn regular ones. Yeah, we'll have to do... Yeah, that guy was summoned in too. Okay, so let's get this thing actually spawning in these structures. So if we go over here to... Actually, they were very tiny and above the players, or that little character's head. There were no lances and butts.
You know, there's a stables on the build server, right?
Yes. And you know, I went on there and made it so that it's like all the different colors.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say I made a kind of yellow one next to it, but it is kind of jank.
You did? When?
A little earlier.
Like 45 minutes ago, I went on there and just like to the left of it made the blue one and the red one and the green one. So they should all be there now. Spawn in the barracks still. Okay, stables. Yeah, I seen that message. Spooderman. You said you'd done that. Oops. Let's make this one green. This one blue. So my red, green, and blue versions of these are just the flags. That's all I've changed. Well, that's cool, Spider-Man. I don't think I've seen anybody do that on their Discord before. Partially because there's a limit to how many you can have, you know. I think it's quite a few, but there is a limit. So I'm assuming you've seen Fire, but we have lances made for the mounted units to carry.
Yeah, I did see that. That's awesome.
They're technically stronger than Diamond Sword right now, so they wreck face. I think they can one-hit an archer. Only because I copied what the Trident's damage is. The Trident, I guess, can do like +7 damage or something stupid.
Huh.
+8 damage. There's the stables. Let's see if guy spawns in. He does. He's not trying to go to my block though. Why? Now, is it because you're trapped there? You might very well be.
Yeah, is there any way they can spawn off of that block, or do they actually have to spawn on that block?
Spawn on the block. Let's see if they'll move now. Nope. Oh! What the heck? Oh, that was an interesting bug.
Okay.
Huh?
I don't like it when you break blocks.
I wonder if I didn't give it enough room or something. So this is one thing that I've struggled with. They do flash red, and they're not tipping over. I don't know why they're not tipping over. They're supposed to tip over. But when they die, the player like the character on top of them disappears before the horse.
Question.
Yeah.
Can you make the horse's legs a little less tall?
Have you seen a baby horse? I know they look disproportionate, but
They totally look disproportionate. They look like they're riding spiders.
yeah, I might be able to. It's just it's gonna adjust everything else that I've done to this point too. Not saying I can't do it. It's just
It's just a visual thing. If really, I mean, just don't worry about it. I don't want you to have to do a bunch of work for just a visual thing.
Y'all thought the legs were long, but nobody bothered to tell me this whole time. Except for CZ, I
I'm
guess.
saying everybody else was like watching his stream when he was making them, and nobody could have told him. I got to be the guy. Do I have to be the bad news guy?
I made these all off stream, so. What the heck? Are they breaking the block? What the heck? That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand.
I think they are, Tech.
There's no way they can, though. And why is... Okay, the height is off. Okay, so it needs to be 3 blocks higher. Okay, we can fix that. And it must need to be 15 wide. I guess I need to get on that server and see what the size of this thing actually is. That would help. Let me launch up vanilla. Or use the vanilla launcher to launch Minecraft. I'm so confused by this right now. It's like they're dead.
It looks like the box is over this whole thing.
Why can't he move? It's the step down, maybe? Huh? Oh, I made it shorter instead of taller, like an idiot. Maybe it's not good that I do this tonight. Maybe my brain's not functioning properly. Okay, so how high is this thing? Okay, here's the blue one. It's 10 high, it's 13 by 13. So that means we need to make it 15 by 15, because you add 2, one for each side, is the area it's checking. And then the 10 number there is the height, so that's all right. Okay, so that should be the proper area for this thing, but why is it breaking it immediately? I don't understand.
By the way, you want to see how close you were to that thing I was talking about?
Yes, a second. Let me switch over there. Yeah, this is the one I built. Or this is the one I started with. So this is another team stable?
Yeah.
It's not the same size.
Well, I thought somebody told me try to keep it 7 by 7.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
this is 7 by 7.
Gotcha. We'll want... So if this were going to be the red one, we would want the yellow one to be the same size.
Okay.
So
I'll
if
scale
this
it
is
up.
going to be the red one, or yellow one, then we need the red one to be the same size. As long as all teams are the same size, is all that matters. Because I don't want one team to have an unfair advantage compared to another team. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because, like, if yellow can put it in a 7 by 7 area, like, on a small map, they have a huge advantage then. The white area is 13 by 13. If you look in the block, it shows the dimensions. Structure size. Okay, so I have to figure out what the heck's going on. And Doctor, are you in here, Doctor, in the stream? I've never used Visual Studio, but I've used Eclipse to do it before, and you can right-click on it and tell it to build. Wait, maybe you can tell it to export. That's what it is. Yeah, export if you're doing a bucket plugin, and then walk through the wizard to do it. So you want to do a jar file, I think it is, where you want it to export, etc. Well, for Visual Studio, I don't know. Okay, so action after spawn does nothing. What about this one? It does nothing. So what the heck? Let's look at the stable's tile entity. It has to be in there or something. Maybe it's like losing health. No. It's not. Okay, so it's going to be in the builder item where we load the structure. So in the super tile entities, I have to cool down. Because it's behaving like it's lost health. Oh, let's do this way. Let's open up this. We're going to clear this out. And my debug statements are still in here. Oop. Health set to 80. Okay, so we're getting units spawning in. And they need 2 extra spaces above them, whatever. Okay, these blocks are... What the heck? Huh. Maybe... It didn't tell me that it was destroyed, though. So it didn't actually get destroyed. So structure lost wasn't called properly. So where does structure lost get called? Here, when it goes to rubble. It never went to rubble. We might need to have this saved with the newer version of the game for this to work. But why don't the other buildings do that? Huh. So it never goes here, so it never turns into rubble. It just goes straight into clearing the area. So let's put this here, breakpoint, and let's spawn this thing in. What's your idea, Spooderman? And these guys currently don't cost anything either, I don't think. So I don't have that config set up. It's really interesting. They don't come out here even. They need a 3-block high area to go through. That's not good. No, they need a 4-block high. Oh, dang.
Whoa.
I get it. Okay, so what just happened? Why is it down in here? So the structure data is not null. Rubble time remaining is 0. It's been 30 seconds. That's what it is. Current stage is rubble. Because that's why it's living as long as it is. So what's the current stage down here? Whatever it was. And are we saving current stage? We are getting the ordinal value of current stage, and current stage should default to full health, which is the full health there, so it should be right. Current stage, current stage. So no nulls or anything. Why is this one different? And it is the builder item. Okay, let's go up into tick here. This is at lumberyard, so we're gonna skip past this one. Barracks, archery range, barracks. Ah. Went to stables and I skipped right past it. Okay, so what is your health? The prior health is 80. Means it's highly likely that current health is 80 as well. And it is. Current stage is rubble. We set it to rubble if health is 0. Okay, let's let this thing destroy itself. In 30 seconds or so, we'll do that. Okay. Then place another one. Lumberyard. Barracks, archery range, barracks. Dang it. Just let it kill itself again. I need to teleport myself like 10,000 blocks away or something, so I don't have those other ones loaded. Yeah, their height has to change. There's no way we can make it so that they have to have that big of an area. Because they're only 2 blocks high, technically. But they think they're much taller. And I know why it's doing it. It's scaled down because they're babies, even though they're considered taller than they are. Anyhow. Let's go TP me. Relative 100,000 blocks. Oh wait, everything's unloaded. Okay, now let's enable our breakpoints. Something is still loaded, dang it. Fine. We'll do it this way. We're gonna create a brand new world. Apparently I'd put stuff at spawn. Now we can use this. Okay, let's go ahead and plop down our town hall just so we get some income going. And this day, oh, okay, let's break the town hall so we don't have the income coming in. It's also going to cause a breakpoint to run. There. You're sneering at me.
I know not what you talk about.
Okay, so the first tick was just ran the just loaded stuff. Second tick is what? Oh, we're still just loaded. Okay. Go till we hit that as false. Eight more times. 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. So now we can step over. Prior health is 0. Okay, health should be 80. They are not equal. We set prior health to be 80. Good. Right dirty is true. If get health is less than 80, it is not. If get health is less than 0, it is not. What is prior stage? It is rubble. Current stage is rubble. Okay, that's the issue. So when we read, we need a breakpoint right there. And this is going to eventually just destroy itself. So let's let this thing run. We shall help it destroy itself. And we will re-enable our breakpoints and plop down these again. Bless you. This time, current stage gets set to rubble. I know why it's doing it. It drives me bonkers that it's not affecting any of the other ones though.
Why is it doing it?
Because it's not saved in the MBT data because there was no current stage before because it's a brand new structure. Or it had thought it died on the build world. One of the two. I got an idea. When I had it placed down initially, it probably thought it was dead. Let's just go and replace all these and scan them again. Because I didn't have those blocks out there to say, this is my health. So now, you haven't changed that at all, right, Fire?
No.
Wait, why is there so many reds? Didn't change all the flags on this one. Okay, good thing I'm rescanning them. They weren't right anyway. Okay, so save. 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 Now, on the FTP site, I can download them again. That's not what I want. I want. Okay, we don't have it open anymore. This folder. Okay, those are all fresh now. Let's restart this Minecraft. After refreshing this as well. Okay, let's see if this works. Your stream avatar is messed up again. Oh, there I am. Okay. Just slow. Go ahead and kill that one. So what I find super interesting is the fact that I'm setting these guys, their height, to something ridiculously tall. Yet the bounding box doesn't show that height. It shows something much smaller. Oh, it killed itself again. Okay, so it didn't work. Bummer. So the solution for that, I believe, is to go down here. And when we're reading these in, we need to check if they exist or not. If contains compound, current stage. Then we set that current stage. Else, the current stage shall be assumed to be stage dot full health. And the same type of setup for prior stage. The behavior of this block is making perfect sense to me, but what doesn't make perfect sense to me is why have none of the other ones done this exact same thing? Okay, so that one did destroy itself. Let's see if we place another one, if it will. And we've got one guy in there. It should be like 2 or 3 before it happens. The heck? Is there something special going on that I'm not aware of in placing of the block that's looking for a barracks and such and such? Builder item. Load structure. It's setting the health. Okay, excuse me. Let's go back to our stables. No, our own tile entity. And on read, put breakpoint there. Oh, own tile any cooldowns what we want. It did have a current stage. Oh. So when it saved that block, it saved it as Rebel. And that's the issue then. Okay. So if it is not the world builder type, then it will just save these what they are. Else, meaning we're in run mode, or meaning we're in world builder type, we will save full health. Nope, we can't do that either. How does this work for the other ones? I want to know. Okay, let's just let this run. Yep, run. Run. Just run. Okay. Gonna break you. Let's get a barracks out. Let's turn on the breakpoints again. The barracks was saved with what? It does have a current stage, and its current stage is full health. How? Okay. This doesn't have any MBT data about it. Config does not equal world builder. Wonder if that changes on the server at all. It may not be. Boop boop boop. Okay, so let's kill this. Go into the block stables. One more time, we're gonna break all of these. Maybe I had one that already had the state saved in it or something silly. Save. Okay. Save this, go grab the latest files again. Overwrite everything, please. Kill this version of Minecraft. And those are all done downloading now, right? Yep. Let's make sure we refresh the folder in Eclipse. Let's run the game again. Fancy.
Yeah.
I never did. Go.
It's technically the same size dimensions as the other one, but only because of the decorative edge here. So technically, the inside diameter here is one block smaller than the other one.
That's fine. So when we scan them, we'll scan them to be able to capture everything, and that'll make the, you'll have to have all the way out to here open. Actually, all the way out to here open around it. So
I just figured I'd let you know.
If we don't use the full volume, that's fine. It has to be the same bounding box around it, though. To be fair.
I kind of took inspiration from the one that they were making over there.
Yeah.
So.
And to me, these look great. Better than anything I could do.
Aragorn did those, right?
I think it was Treyer.
Oh, wait, that's right. It was Treyer.
Aragorn's in the mod in spirit because his face looks like the yellow team's face. The minions. Thank you. Okay, so now, fingers crossed this will work. I doubt it though. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to write some code, and then we're gonna have to put that. We'll have to put it on the build server, which means the build server needs updated so that it doesn't crash, too, because it crashed last time I tried to update it. There's the second one. We need one more. One more guy to spawn in. Without it breaking. Dang it! Can you tell it didn't work?
Nope, not at all.
These guys are also not spawning with their lance. Why are they not spawning with their lance? Me. That was working earlier too. What the heck? Mounted entity. The spawn unit. If the unit is a mounted unit, it should get the lance. Let's see if that works at all. Oh, apparently it done. Oh, I got the breakpoints turned off. Derp, derp, derp. What the heck is trying to give him that? Huh? He has nothing. He has a lance. Lance doesn't render. Why no render? Oops. The render code's messed up again. Oh, that's why. It's only rendering it if he's dying. Oopsie. Dang it. Wait, what? That's why we're not rendering the guy. What the heck was I thinking earlier? If he's dead and hurt at the same tick, that's when it was going to try and render his body. A second time to make him flash, okay. But he's not going to be hurt at the same time. He's not going to be dead and hurt at the same time. That should be out here. This only renders if he's alive. Okay, this is only rendering if he's alive. Okay, that makes more sense. But this only renders if he's hurt. And this only renders then if he's hurt. But we want to render this no matter what. The lance is an item, yes. So we only do this once? We do it twice, okay. Now you guys have your lances, and when I hit you, you flash red except for your lance. Okay, let's make your lance flash. We can do that. We're gonna put this up here, and then in here, we'll do that. There. Wait, what? Why didn't it flash? Dang it. You must not allow it to flash because of something. Right. So this needs to be put in there. Nope. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't flash, but it would be nicer. So we render once, we render twice. Must be the way that it's rendered. Okay, let's not make it flash. It's more important that it's in his hand to begin with.
I'm saying, it's fine with me.
And then if he's not dead, we want to render this. So that should go there. Okay, now the horse isn't tipping. The horse was tipping earlier today. Hang on a sec. I need to send a message to my wife.
No, it's not allowed.
Has my stream sounds not been working the entire time? That would be cool.
I can hear it now.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, let me try it though. Okay, it muted it successfully when I pushed the button, but it didn't unmute for some reason when I came back.
Oh, you're
so.
talking about those sounds. I didn't. I thought you meant like sounds and.
I meant my microphone. My microphone might have been off the whole time. I don't know.
Well, it's on now, so.
Yeah. So I was messing with my wife because our daughter's sick.
Aw.
And she put her to bed.
Season.
Yep, exactly. We took her to the doctor today. It's not strep, so that's the important thing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so horse.
Sore throat.
Yeah, she even said it feels like it did last time I had strep. That's why we took her to the doctor.
If you let her drink tea, try some tea with lemon juice in it.
I've heard that before when I was little, like tea, or not necessarily tea, like hot water, basically, right? Lemon and
you could even
honey.
try like honey.
Yep.
Because it's really good for a sore throat.
She'd probably like that too. Okay, so we are getting the lance. We know that one's fixed now. But my wife was saying she was putting her to bed, so I'm not gonna wake her up for tea and honey.
Right.
Oh. Oh, I had to sneeze now. Jeez.
That's a good thing I can't catch anything through the freaking microphone. Jesus.
Yeah. Okay, so this is still coming in as screwed up, basically. That's all that matters. It's screwed up, and how do I fix it? I think the only way to fix it is to force it to be full health if it's on the build server when it saves. Because it is saving it. That or not save it when it's on the build server. So it'll pick up those defaults then.
Yeah, I think I'm done with it.
Cool. So we'll need a
figure out.
stable block in here. Well, no. And then you got to figure out where you're going to put the targets.
Yeah, those I figured on the corners.
Okay.
So it's what, pink wool for the. I'll just go get it from the thing.
No.
Oh,
Let's
wait,
just spawn it in the thing. I'll do it. Summon TS RTS. Because they actually need to be a part of the structure. 4 on 23.5. And it's yellow, yes, I know. And it's fine that it's yellow. The model override whatever color the target is.
Well, it's supposed to be yellow anyway.
Yeah. Oops. Tab 0.5, 0.4, 0.5. There you go. All 4 there.
Thank you. All right, now to get a block.
And because the structure itself looks different, we'll have to make a rubble state for it too.
That's fine.
So let me go ahead and code out what this should do when it's on the build server. We won't fiddle with updating it yet. We'll do it later. Let's see. So we need to check if the config is world builder. If we're not world builder, we'll do that. Else we are world builder. So we're gonna do this stage dot full health. Ta-da. Dot ordinal. And this will only horribly backfire when we go and put the 50% version of it in. But I think CZ does that different, so let's take a look. Yeah, he doesn't actually put the block in because there's a void block there instead. So we don't actually replace the tile entity, which is awesome. Which means I need to do the same in mine then. So wait, let me get that void block copied. There it is. There we go. And then save that. So I need to pull down that to my computer. Oop. Overwrite. What's up, Gazer? Good day. Top of the morning to ya. You were sounding concerned, Fiery. What's up?
When I hit done for the corner block,
Yeah.
it kicked me out the world.
Okay. Oh, you're waiting for a train. Okay. So, Fiery, the easy way to do this is control middle click this thing. That'll copy its MBT data, the name, the size, everything, and then just plop it down over here. You don't have to worry about the corner blocks, huh? It won't even use the corner blocks if you do that. What's new? Well, bugs are new, but where's one? Okay, I'm gonna place down the stables. Sorry, I've got some breakpoints put in here for debugging stuff. Come on, stables, spawn in. Disable all your breakpoints. Okay, so stables, right? It will spawn a mounted unit. Boom. He's got a lance and a killer attack. So that's what he looks like. We can move him around. If I change teams, we got them set up so that each team is its own color for horse and everything. Join blue, red, green.
All right.
And back
Stage
to
1
yellow.
is done.
Fire is working on different stables. Aimed at yellow. Did you already save it, Fire?
Yep.
Cool. So let's see if I can pull that in here. You got a different name on it.
Huh?
You name it stable without the extra S at the end. I just deleted the wrong name. I'll fix it. Stables. Save. It's just the way I had it named in the code and everything. It needs that name.
Okay.
Right now they would probably be strong versus minions, but that's not the intended in state. They're just not balanced yet. Their lance has attribute modifiers, and they have their own. So they have their own attack damage, and then the lance has a bonus attack damage because the lance is its own weapon in the game, right? Or an own item. It basically makes them one hit a archer, right? That's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Archers are pretty OP,
Yeah.
but it also means they one hit a minion, or they'll two hit a minion. But there needs to be some. We need a counter for them, essentially, right? We need the pikemen.
Yeah, we need the pikemen.
So where it should go is minions should be strong against pikemen. So that's kind of like the pikeman's counter. Then archers are strong against minions. Mounted units are strong against archers, and pikemen are strong against mounted units. So it's just like circular who's stronger, right? So there's always somebody that's stronger than everybody else. There's no, like, this is so early, Gazer, I don't even have their cost set up at all. They should be expensive, though, yes, right? Because you should need more food because you're also feeding a horse, right? I also believe that they will not be a tier 1 unit, or they won't be a unit you have initially. Minions will be your unit you have initially. Archers should probably come shortly after in the tech tree. And things like unlocking stables should be a good deal of tech that you need right at that point, right?
I got a question then.
Sure.
If they're supposed to be the counters for archers and they're locked behind a lot of research, what happens if somebody rushes you with a bunch of archers and
You
keeps
better
you
not
from,
let them.
right, keeps you from getting to that research?
Yeah, don't let them.
But how can you do that if the unit you need to prevent them from doing that is locked behind research?
Don't do that. Our tower's a thing yet, no. Like, they're a structure on the server or whatever, on the build server, but I haven't done my job yet. I've been focused on these guys the last couple days. It was Thanksgiving, too. I didn't do anything yesterday. These guys have full-on animations with tails wagging. Like, these are all my entities recreating everything that vanilla does to have a horse, basically. And let's ask you, Gazer. So, do they look proportional? Is there anything funny about them? I hear you laughing, Fire.
I know what he's gonna say.
Oh, dang, Nate. Okay. Okay. Slightly tall. Yeah, I actually just spawned in a baby horse, and holy crap, they're huge. What is it? Leash. I want to leash up that baby horse, please. Come here. The heck? How is everything else scaled down except for their freaking legs? Hey, King of Sudden Death.
You know, Tech, I really hate saying I told you so, but
I know you did. I know you don't. Man. Okay. I gotta screw with their height anyway. I might as well. But why?
because it just makes it look funny, you know.
Oh no, I agree. It makes it look funny, but why is it misproportioned? I don't understand that because I guess
know.
it's everything on the
Horses are
horse.
supposed to have long legs, but
It's everything though. His tail is even bigger, isn't it? Well, first off, let's get rid of that so they don't look inflated any. It might be about the
if you
same.
put a fence piece down, you can tie him to it.
Alright, I'm moving around so I can look at him from different angles. His legs are thinner too. Not just shorter. Okay, let's go back to the drawing board and break everything. Okay, so this is where we render the mounted model. We're scaling them down that way. Where else do we scale them? We don't scale them anywhere in this code. It's all in this code where we scale it. So we're scaling it in half. But not in one direction for some reason. We scale it vertically and along the z-axis, but not along the x-axis, because, you know, I'm that way. So what happens if we scale it along that axis too? Wait, what? What? F. What? Oh, okay. What? Okay, so we, yeah. Yes, you go into that area, please. No. Okay, fine. I think they're still too tall. What's Thanksgiving like? Yeah, go visit family and get fat. What the heck is this math that was done on these? Why? Yeah, pretty much standard. Not everyone does it, but a lot of people will say what they're thankful for too. So the horse's body is being translated up too high when we render its body, so let me see if I can get that fixed. So there should be a translation move before we render the body. Right there it is. So, oops. If I take that from 2.3 down to 2, what's that do for us? Wrong direction. So 2.3.0. 3.2. 0.4. Cool. Now we have the headless horseman because his head's up too high. So we went from, we added 0.9 to that, so 3.4. So if we add 0.9 to this one, it's 1.8, so it'd be 2.7. Okay, then his bum needs to go down. The legs are still too tall though, aren't they? And I don't understand that. Because these translation or these scaling should affect everything the same. So let's do this. Awesome, now they're way too small. 0.2. One. Oops. Sorry, I'm editing code on my other screen, guys, and need this screen to see what it looks like. So I can't see what I'm doing. So, laborious task, if you will, to get this right. That would look hilarious, wouldn't it, if their legs are that short? That might be worth doing. And they're not quite touching the ground, I can tell, but let's see if I can figure that out. You're saying the body should be bigger? Well, that's what the thing is. Like, if we have a child horse here, their body's about that size. Maybe a little smaller. Yeah. The minion is big for it. We can scale him too if we need to. He's completely coded by hand as well. So I'm moving this up and down by changing the scale factor, which is a little bit weird to me, but let's go 0.5 is what we had originally, so 0.4 maybe? Sure, and then we need to bump them up by going, say, oops, typo. Okay. Need some snow layers or something that I can stand on to get the right height for me, so I can look right over that. Okay, now I can see the right height. You know, I'm gonna move these to 375, and then we're gonna move them down. That might be just perfect. So if we put glass under him, something transparent, right? His hooves are just ever so slightly in the ground. So can we do 0.99? Nine, 7, 6. So that little tiny bit that's going into the white there is what I'm going off of right now. 4, 2, 0, 2. Okay, they're just a hair above, so 9, 3. That's probably perfect. Okay, so now we can translate down his body. Where's his body at? There it is. Four. 0.5. 0.7. Let's go spectator mode. We can get precise movements with spectator mode easier. .9 looks about right to me. Okay, so let's pull up GitHub here real quick. And this is the mounted model. We went from 2.3 to 4.9 there, so that's 2.6 adjustment. We need to do 2.6 adjustment to this, so it would be 3.4.2. To get his head in the right spot. Perfect.
What you think, Tech? This looks like pretty good damage.
Oh, there you go. Yes, if you want to have a damaged version of it. So what we've done so far for most of the buildings is have the full health and then a rubble, with the exception of the town hall. The town hall has a damaged one. And the only reason we've done that is just nobody's wanted to build the damaged ones. So if this is the damaged one, although, can you make some damage on the low level? So like if you're not looking up at it, you know what I mean? Like if I'm not looking up, there's no damage, there's no change to the low blocks that tells me there's damage. Everything's at the top, which is fine. It's just up close, you're not going to notice it. There you go. You're starting to get it.
Okay, I still need the corner blocks though, because I don't know how to spawn those in.
And in this version, there shouldn't be any, because we won't know which ones will still be alive at that point. So we don't know which ones to spawn.
Okay.
So it won't replace or kill the ones that already exist, so they'll just still be there.
Alright.
What we will need is, where the stables is, you need a void block instead, which is one of those. A void structure. Oh crap, did I just delete it? No, I already had to. Cool. One of those. Wanted to grab it so I can duplicate it. So, where this thing is, break this and place that void structure instead. There you go. And it's a tiny little block that you can't even stand on.
Huh. Okay.
What it tells the structure scanner is, don't replace the block that's there.
And then I set this as 50 now.
Yes. Okay, so these are way too small for the the guys, so like Gazer was saying, aren't they? And their legs are still freaking huge, height-wise.
I shall be right back.
Okay. Let's get these guys to come right up here. They're technically shorter. Just a hair shorter, though. The legs feel smaller on these guys. Because I've narrowed their width. We didn't have their width being narrowed before. So on this code, where did we do that at? When we're scaling... originally F. And it's still F. Oh, we went from 75 to 0.5, so he's half height. Let's try bulking him back up. Going back to 7.5. Cool. Now we need to move everything back up, don't we? Cool. Excellent. Wonderful. .5. So, okay, and then we can translate up the body again. His neck is like massive though. So let's try and compensate that by going, no, we want to go 4. Put it down in there further. This guy is technically shorter. He's shorter, so this guy's gonna be higher, but his only higher by like 2 pixels, but his head's so much taller. That's getting better. Let's bump it down a little bit more, see what it does for us. It might be getting too low though. It's not bad though. Okay, and then just because I'm getting frustrated by that guy flying right in a moment, let's go over to the other file and try editing his height as well. So when we render when we render the mounted model, there's the horse. When we render the minion on top of it. Hey Reaper, yeah, we've been really busy. Missing all of the fun, man. 2.0, I guess. Okay, 2.1. 2.05. So before, his legs were clipping into the horse a little bit. And he's got a little bit of a booty crack, doesn't he? Never noticed that before. It's just the texture. Does that look appropriate? Let me rephrase that. Does that look good? F3N. Here are those bounding blocks, because they mean nothing right now. I'm tempted to leave it at that size. .1, you think? 2.1 will put their booty up in the air, though. See, their butt doesn't touch. And if you compare it to how a player sits, it's you actually sit down inside the horse with your legs. What if we do 2.08? It's not so dramatic. And yes, the horse's face can clip into the thing. There's not much I can do about that one. I mean, I could try and render it based on their look position, but that's just going to get annoying. I'm gonna hate myself for this, but I think this needs to happen. Not that one. Right? So that they sit back a bit more than where they were. So that they're actually on the saddle. Oops. Oh, Gazer, that's a thing now, right? Where you can open up the GUI for the town salt center, no matter where you are. You think it was better when they were forward, huh? Okay. Screw the middle of the saddle, okay. So now if I whack one, they all flash red still. The horse does not rotate to his side when he dies, though. Why? You should be. Hurt time, death time. If death time is greater than 0, get the death time times the partial ticks, or plus the dash partial ticks. Blah-de blah-de blah, minus 1, divided by 20. So over the course of a second, it will start to rotate death amount down. Okay? That sets the variable f. Oh, there we go. That's why. Nope. Okay. Where's my rotate? There's the problem. There's the rotate's gone. I cut it out. Holy crap. So death amount, dead amount times 0.90 f, and we want to do that along the x-axis. That should be correct. So give me yet another one of these guys, please, to murder. What you doing, dude? Jeez. They're rotating forward into the ground like an ostrich. So it's the z-axis we want to do, not the x-axis. Okay, let's try it now. There we go. And the lance that they carry is also a weapon that a player can use. Not that we will, but we can. One, two, three, versus 1, 2, 3. So this is 9 attack damage versus 7 from a diamond sword. .1 speed versus 1.6. I'm not sure which one's faster. So close together, it's hard to say. Anyway, I'm just playing around. So the height of the minion itself. So if we were to summon RTS, mounted entity, boom, he's this high, right? He has a huge bounding box on him. Oh, these guys are already on my team, cool.
I is back.
Hi, back. Sad day. Okay. So these guys now have their bounding box all screwed up, which is awesomely awesome, right? We can fix that. But their bounding box is wrong. Like, they are actually taller than they say they are. Okay, you, just you, come through there. You want to go around.
Try building them into a room and see if you can get out.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Because it'll force it.
You might want to go around because he can't go through the hole. Yeah, he can't go through the hole. So if I get rid of that block, still can't go through the hole. Now you can. Okay, so can you if it's like that? You cannot. So he's 4 blocks tall.
Are you joking me?
He's actually 3.9, I think is what it is. But we're going to make it correct and make it a 2. I was just trying to get his bounding box to be correct. And that's also important, but I'm confused because why are they 2 different things? He's 3.75 right now. Let's make him 2 tall. Because he's not even 2 tall. When we look at this. Ah, my headset died. I'll be right back.
Everybody talk about him now. He can't hear you.
Hello. Okay. I had to make the other one charge. It's very finicky. It doesn't want to charge. So, looking at his bounding box, he is actually a little lower than 2. And I think that's appropriate. We want him to fit through two high gap. He should be like a player. He should fit through a 1x2.
I think it should be a 2x2. Because, I mean, horses in Minecraft are just slightly bigger.
Right, but this is a mini horse with a mini man on it. Know what I mean? 1.9. We'll make him 1.9 high and 0.9 wide so he can fit through a 1 block gap. And then his bounty box. I don't know about his bounty box. We'll have to figure out how to do that. Oops. Oh, I didn't close it out. It's disconnected by mistake. Okay, so let's restart this. Figure out what that bounty box looks like. This is going to be so cool when we get Egyptian, Asian, Nordic, and Roman styles on, like, for all the buildings that we possibly can. Like the tents, that's going to be hard, right? They're tents for the barracks. But, like, the town halls, the watchtowers, the farms and mines, those probably all should stay the way they are. The archery ranges would be cool. Because it's just going to look like their own races, right? Their own factions. I guess even like the farms, we could use different types of woods to do it, or structures for the building blocks of it. Maybe the Egyptians don't use wood at all. Maybe they use sandstone. Okay, little dude. Your bounty box is now showing as that high. If I hit your head, I don't hit anything because your bounty box is down here. Cool. So I have to click your feet and then tell you to come out here. What? There. Okay, now you're highlighted. And you can come out there. Now if I put you like this, can you go in there? Wait, let's make sure you clicked over here. Awesome. So he fits through the gap. Now, why is your bounty box so small? So, mount identity. Let's drill in through all of the classes down into the underlying entity and figure out how it calculates the bounding box. Bounding. Nope. Bounty box, there we go. Sets its position, okay. Based on the size and the height. And when we mob entities, oh, that's not right. Mod entities is what I'm looking for, not mob. Mod entities. We do say size. Entity size flexible. I didn't know any sizes could be dynamic. That's interesting. Must be new in this version. Okay, so they divide the width by 2 to get the dimension of where its bounding box should be. Okay, that makes sense. And then the height just gets added to the Y, so that makes sense as well. So that should be his bounding box, but why is it rendered so small? Because his height is defined by this at 1.9. But it's this big. And if I click anywhere outside of that box, I can't click on him. What sets the bounding box? Calculating size does. Set position does. Okay, why does this do it though? Because that sets its height to just one unit.
The last state for this structure is 0, right? Just 0?
Yes. Well, it's the name, the color, the team, and then same format, just 0 at the end.
Okay.
Perfect.
Then it is done.
Thank you, Fire.
1 of 100.
Right, and that's why nobody wanted to do the 50% damage for anything other than Town Hall so far. Because it's an extra 4 buildings you have to make for each structure type.
I don't mind.
I mean,
if somebody wants, I will literally, because all it is just copy.
Punching.
Right, it's just copy, put it in place, punch it a bunch of times in a bunch of random different spots. Maybe use a piece of dynamite if you're so bold.
Mm-hmm.
And then stick some, smoke emitting things around so it looks funny.
Yep. You've got the perfect technique for it, because that's all that's really needed is take this and just damage the crap out of it and kill the target blocks. Yeah, and the void thing we talked about. You got a void thing here, right?
No, but I can put that right now.
Yeah, you'll want it wherever it's supposed to be for the thing. Because if the block, this stable block, I don't think the name of it. If the stable block isn't there, it'll never destroy the rubble. So is this getting called at all? Let's find out. Because if this is, that's the problem. It is. So it's setting the bounding box of this entity to be 1 high. The heck? Why? This is the target entity. What the heck am I even in here for? That's not being called by what we were. Okay, we don't worry about that. Jeez. That's not the problem at all. Shulker box, update bounding box. By the hanging entity, which we don't have, and a frame we don't have. So set position calls it, but it should be the height of the entity. So can we check our height somewhere? Try that. So mounted entity. And our tail counted, perfect. It is 9.5 or 0.95. I'm sorry. But yeah, we set it to be what? 1.9. So where is it getting the 0.95 from? Is it because it's a minion? Like he's mini? Huh. 0.95. Eye height is 0.93 on the minion entity, okay. 0.95. Trying to look for the proxy. There it is. Nope. Where is that getting calculated from? We're taking one whole integer, one whole value off. Let's search 0.95. In our source code, we got 1.95. 0.95, that's it. Okay. It's a flexible size, which creates this with a fixed value of false. Wonder if there's something that scales this then. Get size for the pose, perhaps? It's not a polar bear. Living entity. He's sleeping, his size changes. I wonder if it's because he's riding and there's a pose that gets that particular size. Oh, wait. If he's sleeping, it's the sleeping size. If he's not sleeping, it gets the size from the superclass with its pose and scales that based on the get render scale. And he's a child, so the get render scale is 50%. Okay, so mod 1.9. 1.9 times 0.5 is 0.95. There we go. That's how we got to that number. Okay, so because it's a child, his render scale is 50%. Now, if I take this is on living entity. If we move that up to mounted entity and overwrite it to always be 1, regardless, what does that do for us other than give us an error right here? Yeah, okay, terminate. at override. This could cause all sorts of funniness. He might be like blown up huge because the rendering code might use that get render scale somewhere. It probably does somewhere. It's probably on our mounted model renderer. Get render scale right there. It's going to screw us over. So let's put 0.5 F because we know that's what we want it to be there. Okay, so there's nowhere else in that it calls the scale. This doesn't call scale unless it's in the superclass. And does this call scale? No. Okay, we'll see what happens. He looks appropriate. His bounding box is appropriate. I think I'm happy with this. Now, do we keep his width that big? If we look at a zombie, it's pretty tight, right? It doesn't go out and cover his arms. If you hit a zombie on his arms alone, he doesn't hit the zombie. See, not hitting him. If I hit inside that bounding box, it will. So, should we do the same for this? Now, if he's facing like he is now, where he's at an angle, it's probably appropriate. But we could lock it into, say, the leg region by shrinking that width then. So let's take a look in our mod entity on the startup here. Mod entity. And see what like 0.75 looks like. And this does require us to restart the game. That's still appropriate to me. His height also could come down. It doesn't need to be 2. Right, so if I hit up here, oh, it hits him because it's the bounding box, but it shouldn't. His height is more like... Can I get you up against that? Yes, I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's 6/8 of a block, approximately. So, 6 divided by 8 is 0.75. So, let's try that. Aim the head of the horse will do nothing. width is a bit high. But it has to be a square bounding box. Well, if we make that like 0.5. Let's try those sizes. Which one you working on now? Mr. Mute.
I'm working on the Nordic ones.
Cool.
Because technically, Trayer's got a Nordic one built over there for the town hall.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that one scanned in?
No, those town halls are not scanned in at all. We've still got all the same town halls right now.
Okay. It'd be cool if we did, you know. I mean, they're there.
I know they're not ready for it though. They don't have the targets and all that stuff.
Oh.
It wouldn't be hard to do. It's just we haven't done it. And for some reason, when I scan stuff in today, it's not working right. So I'm not wanting to break the game either. It is in a working state except for the stables right now.
Well, at least I'm thinking ahead.
Yeah. You're not doing anything wrong, Fire. Trust me. Okay, so that is a good height for him. That is a good width for him. If you hit the front of the horse, you're not going to hurt him. If you hit the butt of the horse, you're not going to hurt him. But if you hit the person on the horse or the horse underneath where that person is, you will hit him. I think that's a good bounding box.
Hold on, let me go look. Okay, I'm watching.
So see the white box around us?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Does that look good size?
Yeah, it looks decent.
I think it's even centered fairly well within it.
Can you show the box in which he'll be able to attack from?
No, he basically collides with whatever he hits.
So his bounding box will do the same. Well, is where you get hit.
Yeah, basically. I don't know where the reach setting is or whatever. Summon RTS. Target entity. They're so freaking fast anyway. You're not gonna have the time to react to it. Let's see, if I leave my team leave. Attack stack. Well, they didn't even attack me. Oh, they started attacking each other. That's hilarious.
Is there a way you could make these guys like take a second to get up to full speed? And then base their damage upon how much of that max speed they have?
I don't know about the last part. The first part, probably not. But
well, I'm only saying the second part because it would help to even out their whole, you know, high damage.
Their high damage is just because I haven't tuned it at all, though, right? Their high damage is I just picked a random number, basically.
Plus, it would make them kind of accurate then, too. Because, I mean, if you think about it, you'd probably cause some more damage to somebody at full speed than you would just, you know, starting out.
Yeah. I think I'll probably tune down their damage because it's too high, but make it so they don't have knockback, right? So you can't punch them and knock them away, because that's the main advantage that the archers have right now over anything, is they can keep you at range and stop you from approaching them to attack them with their arrows, because they knock you back, right? So if there's no knockback for them, the mounted units, they will be strong against those guys because they'll just walk right up to it. And I'm probably also going to give them a little bit more health too, because like they are on a horse, right? That is a huge advantage in battle in real life, right? You're harder to hit, right? You can't get a headshot on somebody riding a horse very easy because their head's up there quite a ways.
Right.
Okay, guys, thank you for keeping me honest and making me work through figuring out the bounding box of this guy, the legs not being too high, because he does look better now. And I think the bounding box is appropriately sized now. It was not before. Let's see. So the eye height is off. That's what the red line and this blue line are about. So we need to lower his eye height a bit. Let's actually get him on the ground. Time, set day, game rule, do daylight cycle, false. There, stay day forever. Okay, let's actually have you go over here. Next to your measuring stick, please. 2, 3, 4, 5. So eye height should be 5 divided by 8, 6.625 plus the block below. So 7.2, so it should be 625. Okay, and I think I need to reload the world for that to take effect. Maybe I need to spawn a new one and I can't remember. There we go. Maybe I could go down just a hair more. 6.2. Yes, I'm being nitpicky. So the reason that you want this to be accurate is if their eye height is off. If they could see over a block, like if you can see their eyes, but their eye height is not where their eyes are on their character, then that means they won't. Like if you can see their eyes, but like their eye height is actually like down by where his mouth is, he won't see you back and won't try and attack you. If the eye height is set correctly, you see his eyes, he's going to come after you. And that's the same way with all mobs in Minecraft. So this red line is at the eye height of the creeper. When the creeper sees you, he can attack you. If he can't see, like if he can't see you, he won't blow up. Same thing for skeletons and zombies, all of them. They all have their eye height set. These zombies, their eye height is a little low. Interesting. Sure, somebody exploits that. This looks appropriate for him. Even though his blue line is not where he's actually looking. Not always, at least. Okay, let's go look at these zombies. Are they the same way? Is their head always at the line? Tis. Because they can rotate their body is why. Like I can't rotate his body. His head's locked to certain angles. He can't go beyond a certain point. Okay. I'm gonna make a huge massive commit of all this stuff I've been working on. Corrected lots of little issues with mounted unit. Correct bounding box rendering effects for damage and death, and height, size, height, width, size. Blop, 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 blop. Okay. It is 12:20. Do we dare start on another entity? Or do I go to bed?
Why? What's up next on deck?
Well, in order to make the watchtower work, we need that watchtower entity that shoots out arrows. So we can put it in there. So that would be what's up next if I stay up. Let's remove all these breakpoints first. Let's take a look at our target entity first, see what we've got set in here. So it is based on an, oh, that's the render. Target entity. It is a creature. I mean, we could set up the basics of it, but I don't know that I'm going to get the AI and all that done tonight.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
Let's just get the basics. Let's get the things spawned in and all that. So, watch tower. I guess we'll just call it turret. That's what it is. T-U-R-R-E-T. Turret entity. Okay, and then just because I copied it, it's inheriting all the stuff, making it on a team, basically. So that's all good. Can despawn, get experience points, 0, yep. Can drop loot, false. Gets and saves the owner. Has its bounding box set to whatever it on. So it basically behaves like a block. We set its position. The only thing it doesn't have is registering any AI stuff, which is what we need to do. Okay, so that's that piece. Let's also register it here. Going to register it just like the target entity, essentially, because it's the same size and everything. Turret entity. U-R-R. Do I have 3 R's in that? Oh, cross-eyed, yep, I have 3 R's. Finish. There we go. And then this is where we set the registry name, so we gotta come up with our name. Turret. There we go. And in our proxy, we got to set up a render stuff for it. Which we'll need to create the rendering stuff for it as well. So let's go to our turret renderer, grab it, go like this. Yeah, go ahead and save that. Create a turret render. Okay, back in the proxy, we can now say turret render. That's fine. extends entity render. Okay, so turret render. Now can we fix this? Render. There we go. So our turret render is currently going to use the model from a target model. So we gotta change that to be turret model. For the time being, we're just going to keep the same texture because I don't have a better one. We will change it eventually, but for now it's fine. And the model is just a cube. So this is going to take a turret entity up here, which means then we need to change it down here as well. And we should be all set for this one then. Okay. All happy. Now, in our archer minion entity, we set up some target goals and stuff like this, right? So we're going to do this. We're going to copy that, and we're going to put it into turret entity. And turret entities. Oh, crap. I need to go back here. I need to grab the whole register goals. Now turret entity can have that. We do not do the look at. We don't care. We don't do the random goal. We don't move. We don't do the move to specified location. We don't do the retreat to specified location. We could do that. It's not needed. We do need to set up the attackable things that we can attack though, right? And right now, it's the same things. So players, entities, and targets. Anyway, this is airing off for some reason, so let's save, see if that fixes it, because it should import it, but it is not. Why is it airing off? Constructor, turret entity, it's undefined. Right, because this ranged attackable blah 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 takes a ranged attack mob. So if we go into this and we implement that, okay, and then it's going to have some things that we need to add. These two. Position bounding box for this entity. These make books solid. No, it's just this one that I added. Okay. Attack entity with ranged attack, right? So this is there. Okay. Boom. Is this the way I want to do this? It is for tonight. I might change this to be a full-on block, because it doesn't actually need health and stuff. Might be a good idea. I don't know. So this also is going to have attack entity with ranged attack, and we're doing all of this basically, right? So let's do the same. Boop. Boop. Okay, and we're getting a find ammo, the held item, blah blah blah. So we are going to get a regular bow item. So items dot bow dot get item. Oops. Okay, so we gotta do that still, but we need the cast to whatever it was casting to before. So it knows how to talk to it. There we go. Oh, we don't have to have the bow in the hand of this thing. And that should do it. So now, we save this. Still doesn't like it. Oh, it has to be a monster entity. Not a creature entity. Fair enough. What I will need to do though is figure out the head rotation and lock that in. But for now, this thing should shoot in all directions, so that'd be cool. Go ahead and kill this. Nice.
Okay, let's start.
Better than I'd have so far.
Well, I'm just basically stealing Treyer's build style, so
It works. That's all that matters. It works.
I'll let him come in and make it look fancy.
Summon RTS turret entity. Ooh, and we crash. That's fun. Let's see why. Do render target entity. That's because it's not a target. It's a turret. So does that mean I accidentally changed the target renderer?
I'll be right back.
Nope. Okay. Why is that airing off though? Ah, because model is still the wrong one. And that should be there. What? Nah, okay. Turret model. Turret model returns turret model. And turret model is expecting a turret entity. Okay. Now it should work, right? Entity. There we go. Mana snafu. Oh, still crashing. Okay. What now? Turret render line 37. Oh, I'm still casting over to a target. Dang it. Okay. Save. Find. Target. Okay, no other targets. Now let's try again. That's what I get for cut and pasting code. While I have this moment to talk to you, if you aren't already, make sure you
subscribe now,
because you'll know about the next time and this wonderful, wonderful mod is being developed. Okay, and drum roll please. Will she crash or will she not crash? Is the question. Hello, ready, start. There we go. Now, will it shoot? That's the next question. Which direction is it looking? It's looking that way. Let's summon a minion. What? No. RTS minion. Well, it's not shooting. Okay, why? Add goal of a ranged bow attack. And it has a ranged bow attack type down here. Let's go ahead and let that breakpoint hit. These guys gonna fight each other? Yeah, they will fight each other. So if they fight each other, that means that this should fight it as well. Let's do this. Put them in an encased room together so that they can't get out. I'm seriously considering making that thing a block, like I said before. I think as a block it would function better.
Well, we hope it functions.
I think it functioned better because right now it ain't functioning at all. It's dysfunctional. I bet it's because it's trying to back away from the thing and it can't because it can't move. It's not even trying to shoot. Yep. So instead, doing like I said is probably better. Make it a block. So the easiest way to do this is just to say, discard these 6 changes, please. Goodbye. And it's like tech didn't do anything in the last 20 minutes. But I think I'm gonna. What's that?
What flop? I didn't see a flop.
Nothing happened. There's no evidence of it whatsoever. No code has changed. Git has removed all traces of it. But I think it is 1 o'clock almost my time. By the time I get to bed, it'll be 1 o'clock. So I'm gonna head out so that I get a good night's rest. Because I don't want like last weekend where I spent like 3 days of no rest and then I was making stupid mistakes in the code. I can do that with sleep, so let's not do it more of them without sleep. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you.
Subscribe now.
And I'll catch you next time. Bye.